the hell?
Okay, so now, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Remove the temptation from me. So tonight we're playing a game, kind of in honor of what's coming tomorrow, because tomorrow we're starting the Paper Mario lore run, which technically starts with this game, although not really. We're not playing this game tomorrow for reasons I'll discuss tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. But for now, this is a game which basically started it all off. This is a game by Squaresoft at the time. There we go. And a company you've probably never heard of called Nintendo. Little known, like indie development studio. There we go. Now, obviously, there's no way in hell we're actually going to beat this game today. Like, that's utterly impossible. So the idea is basically just to kind of poke at it and see how far we get and see what we think of it and all that kind of stuff. Well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow, Cloud of the Stars, for the answer to that. Speaking of which, is chat showing up properly? Looks like chat is showing up properly. By the way, Bregwin Third, what do you think of the layout? Because I spent a while on this one, honestly.
Hey, I like it. It's nice.
It's terrible. No.
No! And yeah, obviously you two have your both custom
Do this.
frames. The colors you chose.
I like that.
So, third is teal, Bregwin is purple. I am black as my soul.
Appropriate.
Very apropos.
Oh, my name over last chat?
Yeah, Bregwin is more important than chat. We all know this. I mean, come on, guys. I should probably pull this back here so that doesn't cause issues. There we go. Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
Buttons work, that would be great.
That would be good. Hang on. My buttons are wrong, I think.
so
Technical difficulty.
They are wrong. How the hell did that happen? I mean, I noticed instantly. So we'll be calling ourselves Lore, of course. The only name of the only frame.
Huh.
I agree, by the way, Grogapug. Good game, good game. Hello, Fuzzy Duck. Hello, Permeus. Hello, Vigilant. Hello, Platty. Hello, Cloud of the Stars. Hello, Grogapug. Oh my god, it's Bowser! No! Sorry.
why does my down button not work?
Well, I have no idea.
Oh, jeez. Give me a second.
Woof. Apparently. And now we have the dread and most terrifying thing of all time. A castle. Did you... Third? Are you paused?
I am. It's not behaving.
Uh-oh. I'll pause in the castle, because I'm already inside the castle here. Apparently people continue to exist, despite my best efforts.
Uh,
Okay.
Did it
my
function?
buttons are working, but it won't start the game.
Okay. I don't know what to make of that. Like, you don't use the same thing as I do, so I can't comment. Hi, Max Time. Hello, WebWriter. Hello, Gum Gum. To be clear, Fuzzy Duck, we are not going through the whole game tonight. There's no way. We're just having fun. Good Lord, Bregman. Can you guys hear her game?
Yes.
Well, I mean the viewers, because she's a little quieter on them. Although I do like Bregman's pin tonight. For those of you not aware, Bregman is wearing the best pin in the entire world. Hi, Blackfile. Sure, Max Time, why not?
All right. I'm probably gonna have to restart or something.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull your thing off. And in fact, let me pull both of you off. There, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do.
Because somehow the
I think it's just the high pitch of it, Crocodile. Somehow the what?
uh, whenever I was configuring things, somehow I pressed down on the joystick instead of the
The D-pad?
D-pad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people prefer the joystick, the analog, so...
Yeah? Is someone dropping off a little bitty package? A little bitty package. Yeah.
Good evening, Maverick. Hello, Cord.
Okay, we're good.
Ugh.
To my knowledge, the only thing that isn't mentioned there is Bahamut's intentions. Bahamut's intentions for her next time. In other words, she didn't want Noctis to be worried that she was going off to defeat Arden. You know, all on her own, right? It's also worth noting that if I'm understanding correctly, and I might not be, she wrote down all those notes when she still thought she was going to kill Arden, and she hadn't yet decided to try and salvage him. Did I say hi to Cord? Hi, Cord. Yes, aliens are attacking right now, Permeus, on Bragwin's screen. Did you get it working, Third? Oh, it looks like you did. Hang on, so let me pull it back up here. There we go. So it looks like Bragwin is in the castle as we speak, getting lag like you do. Third is getting tons of lag.
Oh god, no, what the hell? Okay, that's what happened.
Okay, never mind. She's not having lag. It's just the game.
Oh, what? What?
You defended. Congrats. So, okay, X is items, Y is special abilities, A is attack, B is defend. I probably shouldn't have told you that in the interest of reviewing, but whatever. So now that everyone is here, I will also be here. Whee! God dang it. Why are my buttons reversed? That is actually very strange. Up, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X. That is so strange. Start, select. That's just bizarre. Alright, whatever. Oh, I know exactly why. So we don't actually need to fight these, so I'm just going to skip them. Whee! Behold the Terrapins. So you have a 4-frame window to not take damage. I actually just managed it just there, which I'm astonished by because the timing in this game is awful, in my opinion. I shouldn't say that out loud, though. I don't want to taint their opinions. Sorry, I know nothing about this game.
I already hit it.
Well, the last game that I made Third play that I loved, he ended up despising, so...
Oh, Earthbound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, fun enough, I agreed with basically all your complaints.
Yeah, I didn't despise it. I just was like, I didn't have any drive to continue playing that at a certain point. So.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't. Especially if the story doesn't catch you. I mean, that's true for just about any RPG, really. There are a number of RPGs I play for the gameplay. You know, a few. By the way, if you ever want an in-depth classic of this game, vote now.
Got him.
I think you're ahead of me. Oh, nope, I'm completely wrong. You're
hope
way ahead of me.
Alright. I think my... So it's still a little wonky.
I love how Bowser attacks by shooting a needle out of his shell. Like, when did Bowser decide to start using that as an attack?
He saw lava, so he's like, hey!
I guess?
Gasp!
And yeah, fair enough, Max Time.
Oh, it's a spooky, pixelated chandelier.
You got this. Maybe. No.
Oh, he just flexed the browser. Alright.
Don't you do that all the time?
Do. By Bowser, I mean my mirror. Alright.
This has got to be a really... Well, I'll talk about it in a second.
Oh, I'm running across thin air. Perfect.
Look, actually making... what's the term for that, Third? Like terrain you can maneuver on.
That what you just said?
Sure. Actually making terrain you can maneuver on is too hard. Instead, it basically treats every battle arena as if it's just a solid isometric plane.
I don't blame. I would have done the same thing. Someone's like, "Hey, we should make the terrain maneuverable around so they can just run around." And I'm like, "No,
No, that's a lot of work. We'd have to do that for every battle in the game. No.
the designers to go in there and have to redesign every single map. No."
Oh God. And nothing's happening on my screen. Ignore it, guys.
I just noticed the chain chomp is holding up the chandelier.
He's trying to. No, he failed. He failed.
And no, it's a chain reaction.
Yeah. By the way, this is one of those games. I should let you know right now.
That's all Nintendo games.
Yeah. I like it, but then again, I've been told I'm a dad joke connoisseur.
Fight, Mario. Fight what?
He's
Fight.
trying. Fight that chain link.
Wait, okay, hold on. What? Hold on. He's holding onto the chandelier when the chain's about to let go.
Yep. Yeah, what? I don't see a conflict here, poisoning. I also don't see a conflict with how tall this area is that you're falling from.
Yeah, it suddenly became a lot taller.
Yeah! Good evening, Zalok.
Alright, so we're in cartoon physics world.
No.
Maha, did you think I was just gonna give her to you? Well, yeah.
I mean, that's what usually happens.
This is IT. Oh, he just killed him.
Yep, Bowser's dead forever and ever and ever.
Yep.
Why did you do that, Third? How could you? Meanwhile, Bragwin is wrecking space. Bragwin, we talked about this.
I just want to sit here and appreciate Mario's face for a second.
Why are you wrecking space, Bragwin?
And then Sargeras.
Yes, and then exactly, and then Sargeras decided to show up. I can't think of the name of his sword off the top of my head. I guess.
This is going to be named some variant of Masamune or Excalibur.
Actually, no.
No? Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell you its name because we're not going to see it for forever. It's named Exor, E-X-O-R.
Oh, okay.
I mean, honestly, that would make a lot of sense to look. We know dry bones are a thing, right? Except dry bones are that weird Nintendo brand of dark without going over the line. Like, I know that sounds like a strange thing, but that's Nintendo in a nutshell. Like, there's certain things they will never portray. But their stories tend to be pretty dark.
Oh, the pipe house. Yeah, man.
No, Sonic Doctor. What are dry bones? Skeletal Koopas is the simplest way to put that. We'll be actually discussing those during the Paper Mario lore run, because they come up in 2 of the games. Listen, Sonic Doctor. If you want me to stop streaming all the time, then I need to win the lottery, so make it happen. Either way, thank you very much, Command & Conquer 2. Much appreciate the sub renewal and the bits. Thank you. Do you happen to know what you'd like to put those towards? Yeah, there's also Boo's Permeus, but they're not actually undead, even though they're ghosts. They're just another species.
So I can't use the joystick to actually move. I have to use the D-pad. Right?
Unless you bind it the other way, yes.
Oh, you can run on top of people.
Let's stand. You got it, Command & Conquer.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Ugh. I'm just gonna stay here while they're in the area. See, I'm trying to keep the music coherent across the 3 playthroughs.
Oh. Mario's pad. Alright.
You've never heard of this game, Little Bay? Sorry, what they're...
I like how he jumps up into the save screen and just leaves.
Well, yeah.
This is going to be a very silly game, isn't it?
No! Wait until the bazooka shows up. For the record, I'm not actually joking. There's only one way to know the answer to that, Sonic Doctor, and that's to be there tomorrow. I guess,
Smithy.
yeah, so thanks to some translation issues and some bad presentation, a lot of people assumed that was Smithy. XOR, I mean.
I can see why.
The Smithy Gang. I love this. Let's see you deal with this! And then he just chomps really hard and it breaks the bridge somehow.
There's no way someone famous for jumping could ever cross this.
The funny thing is we will spend the overwhelming majority of the game trying to get over that gap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Bowser's Castle is actually the second to last dungeon. Yeah, true bridge flex.
I don't know what the hell was in what I just drank, but the sword is talking to me.
It's okay, Bragwin. It's okay. Talk back to the sword. Talk back to the sword, Bragwin.
The Chancellor of Mushroom Kingdom.
Why am I so weird? Oh, that's fine. That actually doesn't make sense. Why is that so offset? That shouldn't be like that.
I have no idea.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, I guess I am sitting kind of over to the sides. That's why I'm so offset. Oh, back to the game. Oh, I still have my Ness up. Whoops. Let's close that. Toad. No idea, Sonic. I definitely don't plan things months in advance. I mean, it'll. As weird as this may sound, make a yay. I think I have too many yays there. But, well, Javan has the right of it.
I'm guessing this is the same thing as Paper Mario.
The timed hits thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Push A. Gotcha.
Oh my gosh, excuse me. I didn't answer your question. So, thoughts on Chris Avellone writing in Jedi Fallen Order? I mean, he's a decent writer, and I enjoy his stuff. I mean, we'll see when that game comes out. That's really my thoughts on that one. I have no faith in it at all. We'll see when it comes out. Yay, mushrooms! Anyways, thank you very much, Javan. Much obliged as always, sir. Although, what the heck are you doing on here? Like, you haven't been watching stream in, God, I think, like, over a month at this point. And all of a sudden, it's like, hi, you're playing Super Mario RPG. Bwong. You knew, didn't you? Your RPG senses went off. No! Damn it. I should probably level. I don't know the trick for the boss.
They're on the menu.
Oh, you're seeing the tutorial.
Yes.
Cheat? Why would I cheat in Mario RPG? Point in fact, I have cheats for all three Paper Mario games, but I don't actually anticipate using them. It's okay, Cord. She's looking out for your health. That's why there's a carrot there instead. Damn it, Javan. Anyways, thank you very much, Dance Yourself. Much appreciate the sub. I appreciate the sub so much, I'm going to make Bragwin do a fear for you. She's not doing it. My persuasive skills are failing. That was perfect. Thank you, Brigham. And thank you, Dance Yourself. Dance Yourself and Javan, if you happen to know where you'd like to put those towards, let me know. You know the rules.
Oh, love how this Goomba is just patiently waiting
Look.
while Toadstool is explaining everything to us.
He's polite, okay?
Yeah.
Goombas are anything or nothing if not polite. There we go. Gotta say the phrase right.
Can you jump on enemies in the map screen to do more damage?
No, they don't have the initial attack thing in this one at all.
Okay.
No, they added more RNG instead. I'm serious. There's like a 1/8. So there's a table of 8 variables. So every RNG thing has it basically has a 1 in 8 chance of happening. You might have seen some of these before. Like you'll get Lucky Strike or a crit chance, or sometimes you won't see this until later. But sometimes you'll use an item, and then you'll just get a free item back of the item you just used. You know, stuff like that.
I haven't seen that.
You got it, Dance yourself. Let me jot that down really quick. And yeah, I heard about that, Blackfell. I don't know what I make of that. A live-action Warhammer 40k. I mean, isn't that just the MCU at that point? God dang it. More crosscode support. You guys just really want me to figure out where my PS3 is, don't you? Oh, crap. Depends on the specific world, Sonic Doctor. So I'd need more information.
Oh, he gave me honey.
It is Javan? I've got to be thinking of the wrong game then.
Okay.
Which one's crosscode?
So somehow my X and Y buttons are reversed.
I had that same issue, although at least I know why I had that issue.
Right.
Now I gotta look this up while they get caught up. Crosscode. I mean, speech would be my answer. Okay, this is not the game I was thinking of at all. This is like the 16-bit wannabe RPG, which is on Steam. What was I thinking? There's a PS3 game. Yeah, where's my website? Let me pull up my list of my own website. You know, I just realized something, Sonic Doctor. If you looked at my website, your earlier question of which games I'm playing would already be answered. So you just proved to me that you don't check my website.
Oh, I died.
Don't die. What, you died?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Just looked like it threw me off.
I was about to say, how? No, it's Astral Chains on the Switch.
Oh my god, leveling does a lot for your stats.
Cyber Shadow is the whatcha-fig. Days Gone, I already know what that is. Oh, that's the PS4 game. Dead Space, Digimon. I look at some of these games like I don't even recognize half these games on my freaking list. Folklore, that's the one. Folklore. F-O-L-K, folk. That's a weird word to say, folk. Yeah. Okay. Boss time. Wait, you guys aren't on the boss yet.
Nope.
I will wait with infinite patience. Actually, while we're at it. Yeah, let's go ahead and heal.
Oh.
So would I like to have a HUD in real life, Sonic Doctor? Absolutely. Although you could argue I already do. Raise eyebrow evilly. I like how both of you are in this, what looks like the same encounter. Whoa, I just died. Well, good thing I didn't save. You guys can really get ahead of me now.
Lucky.
But with you in a minute. Just gonna skip through the cutscene. Negative to gameplay. Cutscenes are not skippable.
I hadn't invented that technology yet.
Yes, they did. Ninja Gaiden. NES. I've said it before. So I suppose I should mention this, even though I'm giving away trade secrets to the two of you. So every single time you use jump, as in the jump attack on your Y button, it increases the attack power of jump by 1.
Okay. So you just want to use it as much as possible?
That is usually the plan. Speedrunners abuse the hell out of that by basically jumping constantly. But even in a normal playthrough, it is a useful thing to know. I admit I tend to lean on white damage in this game, but that's mostly because I know how to get the best gear very early, so...
Oh, coins. Wait, is this the boss in Find the Hammer Brothers?
That's the boss.
Oh, okay.
Careful, he's buffing himself. You know what to do against a boss that buffs themselves?
Hit them.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's a true statement.
And defend for 0 damage.
If you ever defend and don't take any damage, you just got the 4-frame window. Congrats!
Oh.
Yeah, this game actually invented the whole button on attack, button on defense concept that a huge number of games have used since then.
Adam.
Woot! You killed the boss, I died to trash. That sounds about right.
That's kind of how it works normally.
Yeah.
Overconfidence, weakness, something.
Well, that and I wasn't leveling at all. Make sure to equip it.
Yeah, I was level 2 when I fought the boss. I don't know if that was the right.
Yeah, I was still level 1.
Oh god, no.
You know, you say you know my secret, Sonic, but since I can peer into your very soul, it'd be more accurate to say that it doesn't matter. It's like the old saying, they say knowledge is power, but if you know a bullet is coming to your head, there's not much you can do about it, you know? Oh, there's the boss, Bregwin. You got this. So this is a cutscene. Cutscene. Cutscene.
We modeled this carpet color after your hat.
The what trick, Sonic? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Although I'm also pretty sure that doesn't work.
It was so loud I almost dropped my spores.
Yeah. Think about that, man. He almost shook all his spores out.
It's got some really weird implications.
Don't think about it too much. Make sure to save as often as possible. Shut up, Toad. Well, congratulations, Pillars of Snow. Sounds like a company I used to know of called Accutype.
Mario Disguise 100.
Yeah.
Princess Toadstool sounds like a police siren.
Wee, wee. No, she does not.
She's going woo, woo, woo.
She's scared. Save me, save me. Wee, wee.
I feel terrible for the person who was like, okay, you need to not have text, but have the guy animate every single thing that just happened in the last scene.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this for you. There's a bunch of scenes like that throughout the game.
You mean to help me remember Permeus?
Yes, you two need to remember to save, too. Wait, did you die, Braven?
Yes, I died.
No. Well, it looks like you're technically ahead of me. Oh, crap, I hit yes on the tutorial. Yes, I know what time tits are. Thank you.
Time what?
Time tits.
Oh.
I know how to play the game. God dang it, Toad, leave me alone. Raw. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. Sonic.
At least you can jump on the bed.
HP max. There's another 1/8 chance. I mean, that is a valid way to put that, Javin. It's like the old Batman argument. If Batman has preparation time, he wins. What if Batman doesn't have preparation time? Then he dies.
No.
Well, Bragen's healing, it looks like. I think, yep. I see where you are. So I'm technically back ahead of you, Bragen. Yay! This is secretly a race, I've been meaning to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Which third is winning at the moment.
I'll jump for joy. I'm exploring the castle, so I'll make it ahead of me.
No, I've got it, guys. So, Batman is super prepared, and he's just taken down Superman, and he's like, all right, I've done what I gotta do. And then Kirby shows up. And goes, boyo! And then just eats Batman.
Sounds like a good episode. I think I remember that one, actually.
I think I do, too. It was an episode, so it was originally an episode of Batman the Animated Series, and then they switched it over to an episode of the Kirby Show, which, yes, there was actually a Kirby Show, by the way.
I saw the English dub. It was not great.
No, it wasn't. What copy power would he get from Batman? The ability to win based on fan favoritism. What?
You can hide in the safe and survive an explosion.
By the way, hi, Disco. Welcome to Then and Now. We're probably going to pause soon-ish. I'm thinking after all three of us have beaten the boss, we should pause and share thoughts.
I'm... Oh, excuse me. Should I stop in the town for right now, then?
Up to you. It's just dialogue and cutscenes as you get your second party member.
Okay.
You don't know what Then and Now is, Disco? Alright, guys. I think we're going to have to kill Disco. Actually, I agree. Third, if you want to share your thoughts now, go for it.
Right after this dialogue.
Okay.
I want to see if I can actually refuse this quest.
Poor Mallow. Isn't
Yeah, I did it.
Isn't Lion King out now? Also, Sonic has never seen The Lion King. So first we have to stab Disco for not knowing what Then and Now is. Then we have to stab Sonic for never watching The Lion King. See you around, dance yourself. You don't care about the Lion King? What kind of human... Wait, you're not human, are you? Explains everything.
Lion King was okay.
Yeah, that is true. To be technically more precise, it would be then and now. But, you know, I don't feel like being Japanese about the naming scheme.
And it's not a comedy thing, it's just in.
What? And yes, you did, Bloody. Well, that doesn't surprise me, Max Time. Funnily enough, I'm the exact opposite. Disney movies have worked for me for quite a while. Not all of them, of course, but there are several I could enjoy even to this day. Oh, I come from a land, from a far-away place, where the caravan camels roam. Back when I used to be able to sing, I actually sang that in front of an audience. Seriously.
Because I forgot my bazooka.
I told you! You thought I was kidding. Disco, Platty answered your question. If you're not paying attention to Platty, then that's the second reason we gotta stab you.
Alright, I've stopped in the town right after the crockery.
Let's go, share thought. Go.
No, I mean it's pretty cool so far. I mean, obviously I've played Paper Mario, and this is obviously the precursor to that. So a lot of the stuff is very familiar. No, I mean I like it so far. It's still got some of the old janky, old game controls and stuff, but you know, it works. I like Paper Mario, so I'll probably like this.
So what do you think of the way they implement timed hits, for example, to go into a specific mechanic?
By they implement time tits.
Yep. You hit jump, and then you hit A again as they're hitting, or Y again, excuse me.
Oh, I mean, it seems to be basically the same way that they do it in Paper Mario, and I liked it then. So,
Now that's interesting because it's actually not the same way.
how's it not the same way?
Well, the problem here is that we're looking at pseudo 3D models rendered on a isometric plane.
Mm-hmm.
So the exact space in which you actually need to hit is very variable. So, for example, I know this is a little bit early, but later on there will be a boss that just kind of hovers in place. In fact, if you remember the Hammer Brothers, they kind of bounce up and down about 3 pixels.
Mm-hmm.
That actually changes when you need to hit the button press on them, because of the way they coded it. They fixed all that in the future games.
Okay. I mean, I hadn't been really having any problems doing the stuff, like after the first, 1 or 2 times because like every enemy seems to have kind of like their own timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, after the first 2 times, if it actually mattered, like when finding Goombas, like half the time I'd just be like, just hit them. I didn't really have a whole lot of problems.
Remember save states, Bregwin.
In the future, but I don't know. I haven't played Paper Mario in a long time, so it may just be pretty different, and I just don't realize it right now. But
Okay.
it's very, very similar feeling.
So what do you think of the clay aesthetic?
This is supposed to be clay.
I've always called it the clay aesthetic. I don't know what else to call it. Like if you've actually seen the 3D models before they were spritized, you could tell there's no textures used. It's just objects that have been shaped into a shape.
Okay. So maybe this is controversial. I don't know. I think Mario looks pretty bad.
Could you?
The rest of the stuff looks fine. A lot of the environment is kind of bare in some places, but like I can give that a pass because it's a early SNES game, like whatever. I don't know, like it. Mario just has this vacant stare, and it kind of looks like it looks weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Staring into your soul. Oops.
Most of the other stuff has been pretty good. As a matter of fact, the Hammer Bros actually had some good animation on them, so alright. The aesthetic overall, it's fine. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but I have no real complaints about it.
Damn it. What do you think of the way they kind of render? I don't know how to explain it. There's actually an artistic term for this. It's where you don't paint all the bricks when designing a wall. You know what I mean? Like, they don't show you everything. They show you, like, a cutaway, basically. And the rest of it's just the void.
Oh, I mean, I don't really mind that. Just kind of the game style. If everything wasn't so cartoony, it would probably look really weird, but, it kind of fits. This is obviously not taking itself seriously at all, so... And it's not. So having, just places just floating off of nowhere, which are basically the map, is really gamey, but it works here.
Okay. I'm with it. Alright, question for Bregwin, then. Is Bregwin there? Shoot, I lost Bregwin.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's here.
I'm here. He's just completely concentrated on the Hammer Brothers boss.
Did you get him? I actually didn't get a chance to see.
Yeah, got him.
Okay, congrats. Alright, Bregwin, your turn. What do you think so far?
I like it. It's cute. It's cute. It's simple, and I think that's what it's got going for it. It's not over complicated. For someone like me who's never played a Mario RPG before, it's not like. I mean, it's easy to get into. That's what I'm saying.
So you don't feel lost or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't feel lost.
Okay,
I
good.
thought I would feel lost at first, but even though there's nothing telling you where to go, you still kind of get a feel for where you need to get to, which is usually somewhere else.
Well, no, I know exactly what you mean. I've played a lot, especially of older games, where it's just like, ugh,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go?
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty direct at telling you, hey, go here. Hey, by the way, here's the only place you can go right now. I mean, maybe they'll open up, but
No. I'm just gonna tell you right now, no.
okay. So I mean, it's railroady, but like it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Probably for a Nintendo game, it was probably the best.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason this game is so beloved. There's many reasons. But
Now I will say this for a few of the things that have been happening. There's some game mechanics that have just been going off. And I have no idea why they're doing that.
like what, if you don't mind my asking?
Like the random flowers that just fly into, and it says HP max. I'm assuming it heals you, but then one of them said lucky, and I have no idea what that meant.
So, oh,
I had a
sorry.
Yoshi game when I leveled up, and I have no idea what that was supposed to do. So
Okay, so Lucky pulls up the Yoshi game. You're supposed to pick the right one. It doubles either your coin or your experience. It's a coin flip as to which one you get. It's completely useless this early on. Later on, it's basically considered mandatory for some things. Now, I noticed, Third, you're already past the Mallow cutscene.
yes,
I only point that out because I know players personally who actually got stuck with the Mallow cutscene.
how did they get stuck?
Well, I'm actually not going to explain it because I want Bragman to go do it.
Okay. Oh, I'll watch and see if she can get stuck.
Yep, I'm going to watch Bragman's screen now. All eyes are on you, Bragman. Actually, I'm going to go save.
Do you have to go back to Mario's pad to save?
Nope, there's save points everywhere.
Okay.
In fact, I believe there's one in basically every inn, which is the star symbol.
I'm at the item shop, so that's not important right now.
But I actually do like your comments there, Bragman. That is a good sign. It's hard for me to judge how well a game self-tutorializes for a game that I've played 70 billion times, you know? Slight exaggeration. That's true, Joven. It not only has a functional jump, there's a lot of platforming in this game. Although the overwhelming majority of it is optional. Like going up here or getting all the hidden boxes and whatnot, that's pretty much all optional. Let's see, I feel like there's one here? Nope, I'm wrong. Item shop, then. Like that. Just, hey, Third, jump onto the bookshelf at the item shop.
Okay.
I don't remember where any of them are. I know there's like at least one in this room. There it is. Like stuff like that.
Playing if you jump up and stuff.
It's not always, but yeah, there's little events like that you can get in pretty much every town.
Okay.
You should also go downstairs. Wait, no, go back down the stairs. Now jump on that guy's head, and then jump.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a bunch. There's I think 100 hidden treasures in this game. It's ridiculous, and most of them are actually have good stuff in them.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a platforming element. It's just overwhelmingly optional, which I think actually works.
So in this game, they basically just encourage you to spam jump wherever you are.
Yeah. You think it's bad to scan every room in Super Metroid? Try jumping for every chest in this game. Now I'm gonna go and share something. Later on, you get an item that plays a little jingle if there's a chest there. So you can go like, aha! The problem is it plays that per zone. So for example, if you went into the Toad Town zone that we're in right now, somewhere within this entire area is a chest. So it also lies. There's a chest that I've already skipped that I can never get again. It's in the castle. What's up?
I'm riding on Toadstool.
Why are you on that guy's head?
I have no idea how that happened.
That poor guy. Did you already talk to the king? Bragman?
Trying to find the key.
Up. Just straight up, basically. Up, 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 up. If you hold down Y while moving, you'll move faster.
Oh,
That's not Y.
wait. This. Oh god. Okay. Well. It's like speed hacking and sure.
Um, so, so I'm going to go ahead and admit something that's going to make me immensely unpopular. I don't like the visual aesthetic of this game. I never have. It has the same basic problem that Donkey Kong Country does for me. They rendered stuff in 3D and then turned it into pixels, and so it's really, really old 3D graphics. And I don't like old 3D graphics. I never have. That's why I call it the clay thing. Because it's just... You know? Like, not all of this is that, but I just... It's mostly the combat. I suppose I'll go get my bazooka. Yeah, exactly, Jobin. Star Fox? Yeah, sure, I can go with that.
I love Mario's pantomiming.
I know!
So I guess that's maybe why they decided to turn this game into 2D next time they made a version of it.
Yarp. And then they made one of the best games ever made. Get some good rest, Cord. And then they decided that everyone loved it because it was paper, not because it was one of the best games of all time. And they decided to make Super Paper Mario. But we'll talk more about that during the Paper Mario lore run.
Ouch, even blocking that guy does 6.
Yeah, unless you get a... So you'll always know it's a perfect block when it's 0, because it will always reduce the damage to 0. But yeah,
okay.
Elsewise a block just increases your defense stat by... I don't remember. It's not a lot, but it's also a multiplicative thing. So basically the better defenses you have, the more additional defense you get from blocking.
Gotcha, okay.
Oh yeah, you've probably already noticed this, but all of the weapons that you get, and there are several weapon types throughout the game, have different timing to them for the double attacks.
Yeah, so does the hammer, do you have to press twice, or is it just once for that one?
Nope, just once.
Okay. Oh, you can run.
Hey, Super Paper... We'll talk about Super Paper Mario when we get there, Pillars of Snow. That is kind of a complex story to talk about. That's why I don't want to get into it right now. I will say this game feels very square. For good and for bad. Like, so Third earlier made the comment that this game, it's silly and doesn't take itself seriously, and that's absolutely true. It's also, at the time, the darkest Mario game we'd ever had. Like, it gets weirdly dark later. But, I mean, that's just square.
A flower. I thought that was an egg sunny side up.
Yeah, I know, right? I know exactly what you mean on that.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of indicative of a lot of early, especially soft RPGs where, yeah, they were serious, but they were really silly at the same time, especially in...
Oh, yeah. As I've said many times, Final Fantasy VII, you know, is a silly, ridiculous game that I hope they continue the silliness into the remake.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my God! You know what? That makes me happy, Fuzzy Duck, and I mean that sincerely. One of the consistent things I've seen in my show is most people don't care about the Paper Mario stuff, and that really bothered me, especially when it came to... Oh, God damn, I bugged it out. Like, for those of you not aware, we've already done a Paper Mario 2 theater. Now, it's not the best, but by God, we poured our hearts and souls into that freaking thing, and most people are like, yeah, I don't want to watch it. It's Paper Mario. Nobody cares about that.
I already tell I'm going to have trouble with the isometric platforming.
Oh, yeah. I've seen speedrunners zip through this game, and I don't know how they manage it.
Yeah, just practice it a million times.
Yeah, true enough. Oh, I'm with you, Javin. Like, I like Tabata well enough, but, you know, not to spoil the end of FF15, but holy crap. Okay, here's Princess Toadstool's room. Hey, I found Toadstool's... Huh? I'll give you this exchange. Just leave everything as it was. Listen, I wasn't going to do anything with it.
So once you find that 0 damage, like, frames, for lack of a better term, you basically just can never take damage from those things.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Hmm.
Yeah, perfect blocking. There's a reason it's 4 frames, is because it's designed to be there for either the very skilled or random. You know, like you're supposed to randomly get it while hitting within, I believe, the 16 frame window. Or maybe it's 20 frames. It's a decent window to block. Later games would also introduce a concept in both directions. This actually starts with Paper Mario, where they will... There's an equipment you can wear which either increases the distance of those frames and reduces their effect, or reduces it and increases their effect.
Hmm.
So in that case, for example, you have a 10-frame window to block, but that block is huge. And it's like triple damage if you manage the other thing. Why would I blackmail her? Peach is awesome.
Was this the cutscene
Yep.
Bird got stuck on?
That's the one.
I had to jump.
Yeah. You had to hit something other than A. Like, that sounds so simple, but that was a new thing. That's actually why that cutscene is a mandatory part of progression, because they used that trick a couple of times in this game. And they wanted to tutorialize it. Ah, shoot. Ah, double shoot. Alright, whatever. I didn't want that experience anyways. Ah, there we go. Platforming! Isometric platforming, because I don't actually know why.
Wait, Mario just learned Fireball.
Congratulations. He learned how to use a fire flower.
What?
It's true.
Oh, she found the bazooka cutscene.
Yeah. Why didn't you stop there like, because I forgot my bazooka at home?
Listen, he didn't have his only equipment. Like, have you ever... Like, imagine you're in World of Warcraft, and you don't have a weapon equipped at all. Think about it. Think about it. But yeah, that's... If I might be so bold, one of my other bigger complaints about this game is the isometric platforming. I mentioned that most of it's optional. Well, I didn't say all of it was optional. It's actually one of the biggest reasons why I've decided never to speedrun this game. Because I'd have to do the jumping sections very quickly, and if I fail, whoop, that runs over. Also, if I'm being bold, I would say this game probably has a bit of a trash problem. Like a lot of older RPGs do. But I turned a third. What do you think about that, sir?
At least you can see him.
It is true. What's really weird about this game, and actually all the Paper Marios do this to some extent, is the level cap is very small. It's like 30. Alright, Bragwin, so now that you're at that point, what do you think of the story so far? Assuming you've been paying attention to it.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to it. It's Bowser's up to his old tricks again, and then some third party comes in and screws it up. It's kind of like a George R. R. Martin novel. So,
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Super Mario RPG is, in fact, a Game of Thrones.
it's like, okay, yeah, I get what's going on. It's like Bowser's up to his old tricks again, and then suddenly Sargeras decides to take Bowser's castle for lulz. As far as I know.
Listen, it was there, okay?
Yeah. There, and Bowser was only using one room, the throne room. Everything else was just empty.
Listen, he's got a lot to do, okay?
Furnished room, come on.
He's got Peaches to kidnap, he's got minions to boss.
The story's pretty simple. I mean,
Cool.
you know, that was par for the course for SNES games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the story doesn't even start here until we get to the second major boss. We're actually not at the first major boss yet. I'm about to be at the first major boss, and I think third is too, yep. Croco is a mini-boss.
Oh, we're Chrono Trigger now. Take the fireball.
So what do you think of the timed hits thing, Bregman? Are you having any issues with that?
What's it?
The timed hits.
Oh, yeah, those are interesting. I actually managed to land most of them. By button mashing.
That's interesting. I suppose that makes sense.
My brother accused me of button mashing since we were little kids. And you know what? He was totally right.
I knew it!
I do button mash. One of the reasons he hated playing games.
Oh god, Pillars of Snow.
Learn the buttons. I'm like, do you know the buttons? No. Gosh.
Why would I need to?
Wait, what the heck?
Wait, Mario actually spoke.
It's not quite true.
He said thank you.
I guess, I mean, yeah, and I'm dead. So I just game over to Croco.
No.
Which is funny, is I didn't buy gear either.
Get a freebie. Yeah.
Although, can I do that yet? What's funny is I'm pretty sure I was like one more hit from winning, Joven. It was 1 or 2. I was very close. The problem was I kept screwing up the timing on his block. Because if you noticed, his block is a weird timing. It's like he hits you, and then you like, the hit finishes, and then you're supposed to block after the animation is concluded, basically. It's the weirdest thing. Let me debate my options here. Yeah, let's do that. Oh yes, and some people might recognize this music by some random woman who was really interested in writing video game music and didn't really know what to do to get into it. And she did a few one-off pieces. And then she met this guy named Umbuo Umatsu who was like, yeah, sure, I'll get you a job. Okay, I'm exaggerating slightly. She did do a few things before this, but this is basically Yoko Shimomura's first real game. Which is funny, because it doesn't even really sound that much like her typical style nowadays. Oh, I know she did some of the songs for Street Fighter 2 next time. And I feel like she did some other random thing I don't remember before this. I guess I could look it up, since I'm not exactly in a hurry here.
Hit the weird mushroom.
Okay, so technically she did quite a few games before this, but in almost every case she did like 1 or 2 songs with it. Or she was working with someone else, like with Street Fighter. She actually didn't do all of Street Fighter 2, I was right. However, she did do a couple games completely by herself before this, which include, but are not limited to, Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, which I actually played that game. Nemo, which I actually played that game too. The King of Dragons, didn't play that one. And that's it, actually. Oh, no. Live Alive, which was before Super Mario RPG. She did that. So there's her 3 ones she did before this. Odd.
We got the green coin.
Woo. And then she did Super Mario RPG, and all of a sudden she just was... This was her breakout game. Because immediately after this, she did Parasite Eve, Legend of Mana, Kingdom Hearts, the entire Mario and Luigi series. The entire Kingdom Hearts series, I should add, as well. And then she started doing a bunch of random stuff with other people, too. Like, a few songs for Xenoblade, a few things for Half Minute Hero. She did all of Live Alive, Joven. That was one of her 3 It Was Her games. Before Super Mario RPG.
Oh.
Ugh.
There are shy men here.
Uh-oh. What are you gonna do about him?
Well, I guess I'm gonna get hit in the face.
I mean, if you insist. That's up to you, really. Wait, what? Nope, I'm right. I'm gonna go ahead and get one more level here. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I like Shimamura quite a bit, so yeah. Although I will say a lot of her music in this game actually doesn't really work all that great for me. Like, it's not bad, it's just like, yeah, okay. That being said, there are a few songs I very much enjoy from this game. What do you think of the music so far, Bragwin? Bragwin, no!
I died to dogs.
Well, I mean, that's where I'm about to be, so... Dogs are tough, yo. So what do you think of the music, Bragwin? Bragwin. I think Bragwin's ignoring me.
Oh, I didn't. You can buy armor. Okay.
Yes, you can, and you probably should buy armor.
No, I did it before I went to go fight crocodiles. Okay. Use jump attacks against any foe.
As in, some enemies are like spiked or whatever. Or are immune to them or whatever. Actually, I'm not sure if that's a thing in this one. So maybe that's not what that is. I don't know. So, best non-Kingdom Hearts Shimamura song. Actually, I know exactly what that is, and I'll play it. Give me a second to pull it up. Actually, I know where my variance is of it, so I'm just going to pull up my variance of it. Is that okay? Because that's a lot easier for me to find.
I'm glad Miller wasn't wearing pants before.
Listen, he didn't need them.
He jumps out of them every time he gets a chance, so...
For the curious, this is from Radiant Historia.
We've done it.
Woot.
A flower tab. Ooh. Was ist das? Raises flower points by 1. Oh.
There is a finite number of those in the entire game, by the way.
I mean, there's no reason not to use them, right?
Well, they sell for a lot of cash.
Oh, yeah, there's no reason not to use them.
I mean, those are the two uses of those. They either permanently increase your MP, or they give you a lot of money. Good night, Zalok. Now, that being said, I do like a lot of her Mario and Luigi stuff, too.
Can you block, for lack of a better term, spells?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, Cloudy. Remind me. In Discord. This is the boss music for Croco. I'm kidding.
All these shy guys. Let's get them.
Why are you killing all those shy guys? And why is Bragwin still ignoring me? Bragwin! You've been ignoring me for like 5 minutes. I keep being like, Bragwin? Nope, she's still ignoring me. Bragwin? Nope. Hey, Bragwin? Nope, she's still ignoring me.
I'm chasing that damn purple crocodile.
Kill him! I was just gonna ask, what do you think of the music so far? It being a unique format of thing.
It's that weird thing where the longer. Alright, sorry. Like the longer you listen to it, it doesn't really grate.
But what? Like, what's the... I feel like there's a button that sends.
No, there wasn't a button.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
It's just that I'm talking too loud for my mom and she's trying to sleep.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. I've got y'all down low, but my voice carries.
This is true. That might explain why you weren't listening to me. Like, Bragwin, Bragwin, Bragwin. Secretly, guys, she's just trying to take over the show. She figures if she ignores me, she'll, I'll just kind of go away.
No. Oops. No, I'm not trying to ignore you. Just trying not to disturb my mom.
Yar, I feel you. Well, then I won't ask you any more questions, even though I was about to ask you like 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I have my door closed.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, so how do you feel, like, you've had a couple of issues with combat so far. How do you feel the overall difficulty curve is treating you?
Most of the issues with the combat weren't really the game itself. It's just me getting used to the layout, how everything goes.
Mm-hmm.
But once I get used to it, it's not bad,
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you.
Pretty easy to learn.
Did you have any issues with understanding how the in-game menus work, like the in-combat menus? Mm-mm. Awesome. See, I think that's also another thing they did very right. So for those of you at home who aren't really noticing, I'll demonstrate really quick here. Obviously, XABY, they're even colored to as if you were actually had a SNES controller, you'd see what I mean, because they're the correct colors. That's relevant though, because for example, let's say I hit Y to do jump, then in order to do the special jump to confirm it, I need to actually hit Y again. It's the same with items, and it's the same with blocking. You have to hit the button that you use to select it in order to do the double thing, which several people had issues with back in the day because it was such a new concept. Yeah. Second question. I'm trying to think what the second question was. I was thinking of review concepts to ask you, and I had several ideas. Third, help me out here. What's a review concept I can ask her?
It hasn't been done already?
Has what been done already?
It has not been done already? I had a list. I don't have it pulled up. So let me do that.
I mean, whenever I do an in-depth classic of this, I'll probably have like several pluses and minuses already. I'm gonna save state actually. Like for example, negative to platforming.
Yeah.
Like you're at the point now, Bragwin, where you've already done several not quite mandatory, but several platforming sections.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it, like from the isometric thing?
I hate isometric platforming. Especially, the only way you can determine where something is where its shadow is. And that's kind of hard to do when you're on top of that something in the air, trying to figure out where another something should be from the air by the shadow on the ground.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
What I'm doing right now on my screen, guys, is exactly what she was talking about. Like, not now, when I started that sentence, when I was jumping up to get the star area. That was a perfect example of that crap.
Ugh.
You'll also notice, by the way, the shadow isn't even perfectly indicative. So you see where I'm standing right now, if you look at my screen. Okay, now he's hiding it. There. You'll see my shadow is visible off the edge of the platform I'm standing on. Now, I point that out because basically everything isn't where it should be. It's actually the exact same problem Donkey Kong Country has. There are many things that are where they shouldn't be and aren't where they should be.
Yeah. I have that exact same problem with Battletoads.
Yeah. You'd think at some point they'd stop trying the 3D thing, right? I mean, it'll never catch on. 3D games, give me a break. How do you feel about save point placement? Like, has it been fair?
Well, okay, seeing as I can go back to Mario's house on the overworld just before the first little, boss with the Hammer Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay, But if you didn't have save states, this thing would suck.
Oh, there are some later dungeons. Wait till you get to the volcano.
Ugh.
So you should go try to beat Croco. He's already killed me.
I'm just staring him in the. Well, I don't know if. Yeah, I'm staring him in the face right now.
Yeah, you gotta catch him 3 times, I think. And then he finally acquiesces to a fight.
Ah. Oh.
Meanwhile, third is discovering how AoE spells work. You can still block those, by the way. Don't ask me when the timing is. I have no idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea what I would even attempt to try and block these.
Well,
It'd be nice if there was a little bit of an indicator.
that's what I thought. I save stated recently, right? Squid can be rough, especially if you don't have any attack items at that point in time. Yeah, fire bombs and whatnot. That pretty much makes the squid fight trivial. The Axum Rangers is definitely... God dang it. The Axum Rangers is definitely designed to screw you up. Like, if you were not ready for that fight. So I just died to Croco again. I even know why, though. I can fix that. See, the problem is I didn't buy armor back in town, so I'm running at a massive stat deficit right now. Even though I'm technically a level higher than I should be for this section, I am actually still weaker than I should be. That's why he can literally two-shot Mallow. Hi, Melkor.
So basically, if you don't find the item shop, you just make it 10 times harder on yourself.
Pretty much. Yeah, whether that's acceptable or not is, I suppose, down to people's opinion.
I mean, I beat it without the armor, so I mean, it's not like it's impossible.
Oh, no. It's definitely not impossible. It's just, I keep really screwing up. He also attacked Mallow twice in a row, which was pretty bad luck for me.
Yeah, Mallow died. I think it was Mallow. Or that fight.
I see you're still fighting... God, I can't think of his name.
Mac.
Mac, yep.
He got a lot of HP.
Yeah, he's the first actual boss. Like in most RPGs of this manner, there's bosses and then there's big bosses, and Mac is the first big boss. You can tell by the eye patch he's got.
Oops.
And so there's our stream in the lower right, as you can see.
So, on that croc fight,
Mm-hmm.
I call BS.
What for? Other than the fact that he hits like a truck.
You for more than what you have, and you have to block just right.
So it sounds like Brigwin also didn't get the armor in town. So all three of us did get the armor in town. Now, I did it on purpose, I'll admit it. But, yeah. So, this is a good question, Brigwin. Do you feel that you were unfairly, like, not led into the armor shop? Like, nothing really indicated to you that you should do it?
There's an armor shop?
Yes.
I mean, like the item shop, or is there somewhere different?
It's just the item shop.
Okay. I
It's-
saw, like armor, but its description was, it's just a shirt. It's just a pair of pants. And I'm like, well, then why should I buy it if it's just that?
Now that's interesting, and it's a valid point. So for those of you not aware, and Brigwin herself might not be aware of this, we start off with no armor. We are actually unequipped right now.
Adam.
So that's why just a shirt is an upgrade, because it's greater than 0.
Wow.
Yeah. It's FF1 in that sense, for those of you who remember that. Now that being
Oh, the Blue
said...
Star.
Oh, you did it. Congrats. All right, Third, your turn. What do you think so far? You've beaten the first major boss.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. Difficulty's just just about right for stuff so far. Hopefully, it'll get a little harder.
I personally think this game gets pretty brutal at certain specific points.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to the point where you get the lazy shell and you gain access to pick-me-ups, and at that point the game becomes incredibly easy. But that's only because I know that. So I was 2 hits away, Javan. I recommend save stating Brigwin for the Croco fight and just push through it.
I mean, I like how you shake if you land on top of someone who's shaking. No, I mean, this is pretty good so far. I mean, this seems like the template for basically all of the RPGs they did going forward. Just like the writing, everything.
I agree.
They could probably just update the graphics for this particular one and remake it, and you couldn't really tell the difference if you released it today.
Oh, I would love a proper remake of this game. That would be joy.
Matter of fact, why haven't they done it? Oh wait, they're Nintendo.
And Square.
Was this one of those split rights things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Breath of Fire 1, which is another game that's basically never been touched since then. Which, for those of you who are not aware, is Square and Capcom. Yeah, that's right. Back in the day, Square used to do a lot of cross-project stuff. I feel like there's others, I just can't think of them right now.
Oh, there's a narrator. Our heroes move on towards the Kiro sewers.
All right. So I'm going to lead you in, let you in on a little secret. You see this item here? It's called a pick-me-up. It revives downed allies. It costs 5 coins. It is the most ridiculously overpowered item in this game. It's a res that is also a full heal. The moment I realized that this was a res that is a full heal, I immediately stopped even caring about healing items, because there's no point in them. It's literally faster to let the character die and then heal them up to full. Also, pick-me-ups can be doubled, thanks to the free item or whatever thing. So yeah, we're going to buy a couple of those. Buy armor. Just
So
armor.
is there no downside to somebody going down like they missed their turn or something?
Depends on the timing, but generally not really.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like this. You can sell the wallet for 123 coins, or you can return it to its owner and get, I think, a flower tab out of it.
Yeah, no, you get that. Which I think that's what. I hate to admit it, but I love this job. Why would you?
I
Don't
love
tell anyone,
it.
but I like my job.
No! Burn him. Burn him. Anyways, let's get into a real save.
Able juice. What is this? Heal status problems. RPGs, I probably need some of those.
I'd get like one. Maybe.
Need some pick me ups.
Maybe not. Honestly, you could probably do without it. So status effects in this game are weird. Like fear is a status effect. Bragon, could I get a fear, please? She's really thinking about this fear.
Oh, the jump shoes increase your stats too. I did not realize that.
Yeah. Basically every accessory does.
Oh, okay.
God, I couldn't even hear that one. Like I saw your mouth moving.
It got caught.
So the fear status. Oh, that would be horrible, Fuzzy Duck. Anyways, the fear status is actually pretty important. There's several status effects, which don't do anything obvious, but are really detrimental. The fear one is the one I remember most because several bosses have AoE attacks that have a chance to proc fear. Fear basically chops your attack power in half.
You.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be mean. But you won't start seeing those until after the second major boss. I was going to do something else in town. I bought armor, finally. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try for it.
Okay, so this is a world where people are expecting other people to just come into their house when they're gone.
Well, yeah.
Because somebody left a note that said where they were inside their house.
Yeah. I don't see a problem here.
This might be why that thief got away so easily.
So I'm gonna try for the trick. I've actually never gotten it, but I've also never really tried for it, so we'll see. Just gonna skip by these, excuse me. Save. Gonna save state this one. Whoops. Oh yeah, the second Croco fight is very mean. I doubt we'll even reach him, to be completely honest. Okay, so...
Let's go to...
Hang on. Whoops. Sorry, guys, that was someone else calling me on Discord.
Here we go.
Kind of, Fuzzy Duck. The first Croco fight is like the police battle. That's a good way to put that. The second Croco fight... what's a good parallel to Earthbound? I'm not sure there is one. There's usually a boss fight in a lot of games where it's like, all of a sudden the difficulty just kind of comes out of absolutely nowhere. And just smashes you in the face. And that's the second Croco fight. Damn it, I screwed it up again. Hang on. It's not even the... It's the first of two bosses in the dungeons that it is in as well. Okay, I'm gonna get this trick, damn it. Even though I've never practiced it. I don't even know where to jump. Nope.
Oh, I figured out what once again does. It's
Yep.
cleave.
Kinda, yeah. Whoops. Okay, jump, and then jump. And jump up. Jump. Damn it! Nah. Damn it. I'm going to do this. Maybe it's the downtime. Nope, nope. I'm pretty sure it's up. I'm almost positive it's up. Oh, damn, I actually had that. In case you're wondering what I'm trying to do, guys, I'm trying to skip the boss.
Oh, poor boss.
It's okay, he's still there in the cutscene, which just makes it even funnier. Just hanging out like, what?
Oh. There's just suddenly shadows in here.
Ooh. As they say.
Lucy.
What is she barking at? Text is better.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see fire spells and stuff in a Mario game.
Damn. Yeah, there's a lot of typical FF stuff, although how well it actually is blended in is kind of up to you.
I mean,
Damn it.
nowadays it's not. Back then it probably was a little better. I guess I just got a status effect.
Which one?
A heart appeared over me, and now one of my guys is shaking.
That's fear.
Okay, that is.
Ah, I give up. Hang on, one more try. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look this up really quick.
Oh, he's just a straight up hobgoblin. Okay.
What? Hmm. Oh, you know, I just realized I'm playing on the English version, so I might not be able to do this. Well, I see how to do it. I just looked it up. So we're gonna make one more 50 attempts. So I was right. I do need to get on this guy first. Oh, jeez, that's hard to do. So I gotta jump over here, then jump over here, then jump on top. Okay, so let's get a save in. Isometric platforming, am I right? Yeah, it's not
These
even.
status effects don't persist through battles. That's good.
God, that would be horrible. There's like I'm running into an invisible wall or something. It might literally be fixed in the English version. I'm not sure. There! Yes! 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 Victory! Can I get some flexes in chat, please? Nobody cares. Hmm. Once again, Mario to the rescue. Thanks, Mac. But who were those things that are currently bouncing in my right behind in front of you? Chancellor! And then they... And now it's lagging because it's not sure what to do with all these people. Okay. Who needs that boss? The best part is from this point onwards, the star screen is actually going to be bugged. Like, Third, for example, right now could pull up the star screen and see that he has 1 star.
Yep.
I can't. It's not even an option in my menu.
Good job.
Well, when I get to the 2nd star, I'll be able to, but it still won't show the proper number of stars.
So does that mean you can't beat the game?
Oh, no, you can.
Okay.
It's a script-based game. Hi, Subicom. I know. Have you gotten him down yet?
Nope.
Did you go buy armor?
Yep.
You got this, Brigman. Maybe. I mean, he is one of the first roadblocks. I said that earlier, and I meant it. Oh, yeah, I forgot you even do this. All right, now let's start again. Go in front of the counter and talk to me.
Just leave the money on the table.
You turned in the frog coin, right? Third.
The frog at the shop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got something, I forgot what it was.
It's cricket pie,
Yes, that's what I got.
which just sounds so gross. Poor Kitty. Hopefully Kitty is getting better soon, though, Savicom. And hello, Baron. So, Third, having now completed the first boss and being partway through one of the worst dungeons of the game. Where's your list of review questions? Because I know you have it.
Oh, let me pull up. after I sneeze.
Well, sneezing is important.
All right, yeah, let me pull her up here. It'd be wonderful if I deleted it or something for some reason.
That would be hysterical, yes. There we go. Got it. Another little stupid trick you can do. You'll notice the game even acknowledges it if you manage that. This game was actually exceptionally revolutionary when it came out. In addition to the whole, isometric 3D thing, which is still very new when this came out, the idea of a Mario RPG was considered insanity. Like, a lot of people assumed that this was just some kind of insane fever dream, or one of those stupid gimmick games. I will freely admit that I was one of those idiots who actually thought this was a dumb idea, and then I played it. What are you doing, Braven? Are you done for the night?
Yeah, that croc is just...
No, I feel you. He's the first roadblock, like I said. What's really funny / weird is the next boss, the actual big boss, is much easier, relatively speaking. And then, you have the Belome boss, which Third's about to reach, and then you have... let's see, and then you go... I guess after that is the second big boss, now that I'm thinking about it, who is also... He's kind of cool, he has a neat gimmick. And then you fight Mine Croco, and then things go to hell. And that's true, she could do the star gimmick, although she might have... I don't think you could do that if you've already done it, like if you already picked up the star.
Yeah, I've already picked up the star.
Yeah. There's a way to basically cheese it, to just keep getting it over and over and over. And there's like 4 of those in the whole game, the stars. Okay, so... I mean, this is a decent cutoff point. It is getting kind of late. We all have stuff tomorrow.
I can't find it, so I'll just do like some general points, I guess.
So, Third, go ahead, and then I want Bragwin, I want you to pay attention to what he's saying, so you can basically answer the same kind of points he's doing. And I'll give my own thoughts after all that. So, Third, go.
Okay. I'll just start off with audio, actually, I guess. So, sound and music, I mean, fits a Mario game perfectly. It's not super annoying or anything. Yeah, I mean, there's no real complaints about that. Nothing's really stood out. I know this game is renowned somewhat for some of its tracks. I probably have not reached those yet.
Yeah, you haven't reached any of the good songs, in my opinion. None of them.
Yeah. Although I do notice, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they use the victory theme in future Paper Mario games for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a riff on it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but no problems there. Visuals overall, it's kind of hit or miss. I think I said it before. I think Mario looks really bad, which is kind of a problem because he's the main character. But some of the stuff looks okay. Like the frog creature here looks all right. The shadow here looks like it's been cut out very poorly. Which I realize is just kind of like an artifact at times, but I mean, there's some stuff that looks fine, like the Hammer Bros looked okay. So it's hit or miss, but overall the aesthetic it's fine, the background's fine, the textures are fine. Yeah, I mean that's all fine. Controls, fairly solid with the exception of it being an isometric platformer, which just sucks outright. That's kind of falls under visuals as well, because some of the stuff could have been better represented, I feel, but what can you do? The artists probably didn't have a whole lot they could do with some of these things. The one control thing that is still a little weird to me is the battle controls, because every time I press the X or Y or whatever, I always want to use the A button to select stuff, and I've accidentally hit attacks doing that and stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably just something that takes getting used to, but I like the way that they just made one button do everything, so it minimizes the movement time between them. I think that's actually pretty good, and I kind of wonder why more games don't do that. Story, not a whole lot's happened so far.
Yeah, it's hard to judge the story of anything by the first 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, dialogue's been fine. I don't know if they actually... So, it's an older game, so I don't know how the translation was. I don't know if it's what's that term? As full of woollyisms or whatever that's called.
Woolseyisms, yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of get the feeling it is because some people were shouting out things like "Adios, amigos," but which I'm guessing is probably not in the original Japanese. But it's great for what it is. It's great for a Nintendo game. Yeah, it's got some lame puns in it, but they're not just bad outright. So it's been fine so far. Characterization has been fine. I'm actually surprised that Mario actually has a little bit of a personality in this, which is good.
For once.
But I mean, that and then the other party member, that's about the only people I could actually name that have anything going on for them. But again, it's still early on. So overall, pretty solid so far. I could see myself, probably continuing to play this a bit. I think that the difficulty has been pretty good for me overall. Although I can see, and there's some instances where you would probably go downhill very quickly, like the Croc fight. I had a party member, KO'd in like one hit in that. Wonderful. If I didn't have that pick me up, I probably would have lost.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I don't know what the difficulty curve's like later on in the game, so I can't really comment on that. But it's been okay so far. I can see where the trash would be a problem though. All right. I think that's it. So overall pretty solid.
All right, over to you, Bragwin. It's all on you.
My biggest complaint is that items don't stack.
Yeah, you have an exceptionally limited inventory in this game. You've in fact already seen it. There's nothing that ever expands its size.
Yeah, and if you buy more than what, it doesn't stop you from buying more than what you can carry.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically what you had in your inventory before you started buying like mushrooms is forced out, and I don't know if you will ever see it again. I don't know, because I bought a lot of pick-me-ups and stuff like that, and the mushrooms crowded them out. But I understand where Third's coming from with the with the iffy graphics. I feel like they basically skimped on a few graphics, counting on people to sort of recognize them. Just recognize the vague shape of them, which is fine, but especially whenever it comes to platforms and stuff like that's oh yeah, and the platforming. Isometric platforming, not good.
Yeah. So what do you think? Oh, sorry.
At least have things line up to where they're supposed to be.
So
So I don't fall on top of a dog's head
ah, crap. Oh, here we go.
and die.
Listen, dogs are a balanced part of this difficulty curve's breakfast. There. So there's Belome, for those of you who are watching my screen. I just want to point out something really quick. So that's kind of how some of the status effects work in this game. You'll notice I was Scarecrowed. Now what Scarecrow does is it prevents you from attacking or using items. It does not prevent you from using special or blocking. So that's why I was leaning so heavily on jump during that fight. Third mentioned the translation. Funnily enough, this is actually one of the better localized games this early on, entirely because of Nintendo. At this point in history, Square still had basically an awful track record when it came to localization. It would not be until FF9 on the PS1, many years later, that they would finally get good about localization. So the only reason this game is as localized as well as it is because of the influence of Nintendo. Whoops. And yes, it's me and Bragwin, and Third is here too. Say hello, Third. Third.
Hello.
There you go.
Mimic.
Yeah, mimics suck as they do in all games. I actually screwed up completely because I was literally all tabbed. You can get a little bit of extra space on the Midas River to allow you to navigate a little bit better. Did I mention this game is riddled with minigames? Because it is. This is like the first of 50,000, slight exaggeration. Slight. There are many. So what do you think of... So you already mentioned the music. You already mentioned the visuals. What do you think of the difficulty curve? I know you were having issues with Croco, obviously.
Okay, actually getting Croco to fight you, that takes some trial and error. Because you don't have to just catch him 3 times. You have to catch him 3 times in a row.
And you have to get behind him.
Yeah. And if you run up to him while he's facing you, no, you gotta start all over. That sucks. And then Croco himself, once he gets some armor, he's maybe manageable? Maybe?
I wouldn't know. I fought him without armor. Like an idiot. And not that I'm implying you're an idiot, my point is, I deliberately didn't get armor for the fight, and that was a very foolish decision on my part.
Oof. Yeah. One hit, and you're done. But with armor, even with armor, I think it's something like 2, maybe 3 hits. And those bombs that he pulls out of his pouch are just flat out cheating.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Agreeds. Whoop. I'd ask what you think of the story, but obviously, like Third mentioned, you're nowhere in the story, so it's kind of hard to debatinate said story. I was 5 coins short, guys. Actually, God, I'm pathetic.
5 coins short of what?
If you get 60 coins during the Midas River, you get a gold coin or a frog coin. This is one of those games that I admit it's hard to properly judge until you get quite a ways into it, because there's alternate currencies and there's separate leveling paths and there's equipment which sufficiently changes how you play, and there's many party members. The party size is 3 in this game, by the way, and you don't even get your second party member until just to make sure. Yep, nope, until you get to the next dungeon. Oh, that's not true. Sorry, you get into the next dungeon. My bad. Sorry, I forgot where I was. You get a party member who will never be seen again for some strange reason, and nobody cares about him ever.
Luigi.
No, Gino.
Who?
Exactly. Unlike most of the things from this, they've never properly used him in anything after this. He's been in a couple of cameos, and that is it. I suppose it's my turn to go ahead and give my thoughts on the game. I stand by what I've said before. I think the visuals of this game are not good. I think the platforming of this game is not good. I'm surprised neither of you mentioned this, although I feel like I've studied trash a lot lately when it comes to game design. I feel like their approach to trash is frankly bad in this game, because up until you get to a certain point when gear just starts completely outpacing levels, which happens in about 2.5 dungeons now, you need to level. And the game, the way the leveling curve, the power progression curve is designed, is you need to effectively kill everything in a zone. You know, the Korean method, right? You have to defeat every enemy within a zone in order to be getting the experience you need. Like, you need 30 experience to level. Every enemy gives you 2 experience. You need to kill 15 trash packs to level.
That goes beyond trash. That's garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that does level out later, but I do feel like this game has a very definitive trash problem. The only thing that makes it passable is the fact that most of the trash is completely skippable. You can just physically avoid it. Now, I do think that's a good thing. I think being able to physically avoid the trash is an awesome idea that more RPGs should do, even modern ones. I agree, Baron. Let's see. Obviously, it's hard for me to really properly talk about the music. Like, if I wanted to talk about the music, I'd have to pull up some of the real songs. Like, say, let me just pull up the soundtrack really quick here. Give me a moment. Which I may not actually have. Yeah, I may have only my remix for it. Nope, here we go, here we go. So, like, for example, some of the songs, like, say, this song. You know, we already heard this one, but this is a good one. Or how about... Or... Or my personal favorite... I love this song. This is probably one of the only songs that really sounds like Shimomura to me in this game.
It's very weird hearing you say that and not being able to hear the song.
Well...
How about this?
Hang on, hang
Or
on.
this?
Hang on, shut up, shut up. I'm going to link it to you guys, because I want you to hear it too. Because I am curious of your guys' thoughts on this. So this is the last dungeon theme. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. Let me pull it up here. And I'm just going to... You know what? I'm going to link that in Twitch chat. It's the easiest way to link that. So, last dungeon music.
Okay.
I'm very fond of this song. Did you know this song has a time of 13/8? 13 quavers to a bar? Yeah, it has an extremely unusual times.
I've never heard. I've
Yeah.
never seen this song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It is a very unusual song. Just in construction. But you could probably understand, while hearing a song like that, why this got her noticed in the video game industry. That and the fact that she worked with Nobuo Uematsu and Koji Kondo, who at the time were the giants of video game composition. And I say at the time, they kind of still are. Alright, y'all, turn this off, it's kind of loud. Let's see. So this is going to sound like me being stupid, but I do think the dialogue manages to withstand the test of time. It's very deliberately cheesy, and it knows it, and I think that works for it, personally.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Like, and it sounds like something you'd hear in the game nowadays that was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I find amusing. So with the text they're using, there's normal text and then there's capital text. In other words, they can't do italics or bold or any of the other things that they would add in later Mario RPGs. So, and I'm pausing on this screen for a reason. So in order to add emphasis to dialogue, they would just be like, say what? And have it in all caps, for example. And they lean on that a lot. So it sounds a little weird. It works, but it certainly just kind of comes across strange. Then, of course, they have to have the animation trying to get across things without dialogue, which I also feel, I know this sounds a strange thing to comment on, but I feel that's one of the better aspects of the story, because there are actually quite a bit, there are quite a few cutscenes where they lean on the animations to help tell the story, rather than just the dialogue. Like, not to use this as a comparison, but Final Fantasy IV on the SNES didn't do much to showcase cutscenes. They had the head bowed, and they had the arm up, and they would talk to each other, and that's it. Here they have quite a few different things, which is like, hey. And of course...
Yeah, no, that is something I noticed. A lot of the characters here are surprisingly expressive when they're doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spoil something. In this game, Bowser joins the party. So does Princess Peach.
Got to get his castle back.
Is it that seriously? Have you played this game before?
No.
So that is literally his main motivation. Like, his initial character arc is, I've got to get my castle back. And, like, the first time you see him, he leads an army to go conquer the castle. And the second time you see him, he leads, like, 5 guys to go get his castle back. And the third time you see him, he's like, I got nothing left. What do I do? Oh, God. I've got it. I'll team up with Mario. But I can't let Mario. I'm teaming up with him. Bowser's awesome in this game. He is adorkable. As he should be. Princess Peach is just a straight badass. In fact, she can be she is basically the linchpin of the game. Once Princess Peach joins the game, you've won. Everything else after that point is a joke. I'm not even kidding. One of her spells, one of her early cheap spells that she has, is an AoE heal that if you hit the Y button correctly doubles it, that also restores all status effects.
Doesn't seem overpowered.
Yeah, no, she's a truck as soon as she joins the party. Anyways, so I know Bregman's probably tired of sitting here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I plugged in some new headphones and suddenly my microphone wasn't picking anything up.
Oh, weird. I was having issues with similar to that the other day. But anyways, I'll probably go ahead and chop this off. So let's go ahead and hit the local recording.